Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Leah, and I'm back again with another video. Today I will be doing a tier ranking video, another one. If you haven't seen my first one, I did ranking teen TV shows, and so I enjoyed making that one and it did okay. So I was like, why not do another one? Because your girl, if one thing I'm experienced, that's with all things teen pop culture. Yeah, so with that being said, we're gonna do that. For today's video, I will be doing a tier ranking of DCOMs, which is Disney Channel original movies. I pretty much have seen most of all of these. Disney Channel was my life. I was a Disney Channel girl. Some people were Nickelodeon kids. Some people were Cartoon Network kids. I was a Disney Channel girl since the freaking beginning. That's So Raven, Cory in the House, Kim Possible, like all the way up until I think the last time I watched it, like Disney Channel, and like actually dedicated my life to it, was like Austin Alley and like Casey Undercover. I think after that I stopped because it just changed a lot for me, and I also was older, so I was like, okay, bigger and better things. But with that being said, I am a Disney girl at heart. I can probably tell you half of these movies I know and from the back of my hand, and yeah, that's how I'm gonna rank them. Just a disclaimer, this is also my opinion. If you don't agree with my opinion, that's okay. Everybody's not gonna agree, and some people disagree, some people agree. So these are my rankings, these are my opinions, and if you have any suggestions that you want me to rank next, let me know in the comments down below. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's get started. So my iPad is right here, so if I'm looking this way, that is why. And yeah, I'm going to explain the rankings, each tier, and why it's the name that it is. And yeah, there are 5 tiers in this ranking system. We're going to start from the bottom to the top and just explain the names, and yeah. So the bottom, like the very bottom, which means either I've never seen it, or I just didn't like it, period, or it's just not a repeat for me, or I've watched it once and I'm never going to watch it again type thing, or it's just not doing it for me. So I named that one Let's Dance. Now, if you've seen High School Musical 3, you understand that reference. Let's dance! Yeah, but it's just not for me. It's not giving. It didn't give what it was supposed to give. And yeah. Above that is would watch if it was on TV, which means it wasn't a good movie and it wasn't one of my favorites, but if it's playing in the background, I'm going to sit and watch it type thing. Camp Star. This means it's not my favorite and it's not the best, but it's good. Like, it's good. Just like Camp Star had talent, and that wasn't not obvious that they had talent, but you're always going to stick with your roots and stick with Camp Rock, you know, like that. Above that is DCOM sequence. The OG, the jump, the kids jumping, the guy hitting the split in the air. Like, it was a classic. Like, it's up there. It's not the very, very best, but it's up there. It's like, okay, I rocked with this movie. This movie rocking with me type thing. And then the very top is called Kenny Was Behind This One. And if you know, you know, because Kenny Ortega is a legend. Okay? He did High School Musical. He did freaking Descendants. Like, these are movies that he did that you're like, that's Kenny. Kenny worked with Michael Jackson. Okay? So you know it's legendary. And that's what that ranking is. It's just top tier, above and all. So I explained the tiers. Let's get started. Teen Beach 2. We're starting off. Okay. So I'm going to be honest. Teen Beach 2 was not my favorite. I don't think that there should have been a second one, because the second one did not make sense to me. Yes, it kind of tells like the current life of like Mac and Brady, and yeah, but then the like 60s people come back and I'm like confused. I just didn't understand it. The soundtrack was okay, you know. Number one will always be classic. I do like in the second one we got more of Jordan Fisher's voice, and I think Jordan Fisher's he's just immaculate to me, but it just wasn't my favorite. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the best, you know? We got 2 good songs from it. We got Gotta Be Me and we got On My Own. So I will never not show appreciative over this movie, but it just wasn't for me. So I'm gonna call it Camp Star because it's liked. It's very liked. Like, it's the Teen Beach movies was good, but the second one just wasn't for me, you know? But it was not bad. That's the thing. So yeah. Next we have High School Musical, the first one. I am a High School Musical stan. Like, I loved all 3. Number 1 is my second favorite. It's just so good, so classic. Just, like, you cannot tell me that wasn't Zac Efron singing for me. And I didn't realize until I got older that it was Drew Seeley singing, because the switches that they did in this movie had me shook. This movie is so vintage that in the like basketball scene, you can see the directors and stuff move across the screen. And we're going to eat it up every single time because it's just so authentic and perfect. And that movie was just so good. So good. So good. The only thing I don't agree about this movie is Gabriella singing When There Was Me and You. The outside. It decom sequence because it wasn't my top tier. Like, it wasn't my number 1 favorite. But this movie was so good. Like, it was just so... just real. It was just so real. This is the start of something new for us. Yeah, Troy Bolton, one of my first crushes ever. Like, it was just so good. So yeah, she decom sequence for sure. Next we got Twitches. I think it's the first one. Twitches 1. Twitches was so good. Every Halloween time, this is the movie that I'm watching. Everybody has Halloween Town, and those movies are good. But Twitches was my Halloween Town. Tia and Samira ate that role up. Like, twins, they don't know that they're twins, and then they meet, and then they have powers, and then their uncle is the bad guy, and their mama, like, so good. Twitches was so good. Go Twitches. I wanted the twin sister so bad, simply for this role, and the Twitches, twin witches, like, it was just so good. So good. So I'm gonna say decom sequence because this was a classic, okay? Next we have Halloween Town. I think this one is the first one, and I'm gonna say it. I didn't remember watching the first one, so I got to rewatch it like 2 years ago, and it's really good. It was really good. I think it's just a classic. So personally, for me, I'm gonna say would watch if it was on, because it wasn't my favorite, but like, it wasn't bad. Like, Halloween Town High, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember anything about that movie, so I'm gonna say Let's Dance. Not saying that was bad, I just don't remember it. We have Zombies, another one that's going in the Let's Dance, because I can't tell you nothing about this movie. I've never seen it. I don't have any intention to watch it. This is like the Disney that like I stopped watching, so I don't know anything about this movie. So we have Geek Charming. Geek Charming was ahead of its time. Like, that movie was so good. Sarah Hyland, and I don't know his name, but he's a piece of crap, so I really don't care to know his name. But that movie was so good. Like, that movie, I watched and I was like, wow, this is really good.
She's really good.
She's really good. And I was like, wow, that's good. That's cute. So I'm going to put her in decom sequence because she was good. That movie was good. I can't tell you anything about it right now because I don't remember. But it was good. I remember it being good. Was the Waverly Place the movie? This one. This movie had me stressed out. The wizard competition and who was going to be the final wizard. I wish you guys never met, or I wish you were never my parents. Do you know how many times we said that as a kid? I know I've said it. And when it switched for them and they didn't know each other, and I never said it again. I was like, no. Nobody took Alex seriously. And that's real crazy because Alex Rousseau was that girl. Nobody took it seriously, especially Justin. And so the fact that she won was crazy because it's like, Justin was always like, I'm the better wizard, I'm smarter, you don't take your magic serious. And then she did, and she ended up winning. So
We need to launch a full federal investigation into why and how this happened. Who allowed this?
I'm gonna put her in Camp Star because she was good. She wasn't bad, but she wasn't like my favorite, you know? Camp Rock, the first one. Camp Rock. This one, I'm gonna be honest. This was Kenny was behind this one. And let me explain. Set the scene. This is a young girl, Michi Torres, played by the amazing Demi Lovato. Then you have Shane Gray, the grungy bad boy, the rebellious teen, played by Joe freaking Jonas. Just this movie, I could probably recite this movie from beginning to end. This movie had one of the greatest soundtracks. When she came in that movie with "How to Choose Who to Be," well, let's see, bars, them knees, and "This Is Me." Demi, like, this was that movie. I remember watching this movie and just being so in awe. This was the start of my, well, honestly, I loved the Jonas Brothers before because their videos would always come on Disney Channel, but like this what did it for me. Seeing Shane Gray with that swoop-de-doop. Come on. I was in it. I was in love. Kenny was behind that one. Period. Next, we have Cadet Kelly. Cadet Kelly is one of my favorite DCOM movies. I loved it. It was just so good. Hilary Duff, Christina Romano, like, it was just so good. She was so mean to her. And Kelly was just so, like, chill and fearless and just wanted to be herself. And she gets sent to military school. We all wanted to go to military school after watching that movie and just be like, I want to go in there like a bad bitch. Because it was just so good. Like, that movie was an awakening for a lot of people. If you know, you know. And I'm here for it. Because, so good. This was definitely, Kenny was behind this. Because I loved Cadet Kelly. And if you didn't like Cadet Kelly, you're stupid. Well, you're not. But I'm just saying. I'm just a little aggressive because I really enjoyed the movie. Sorry. We have Descendants. Listen, Kenny was actually behind this one. The first Descendants was just a classic. Like, just the casting and it's just so good, so nostalgic. And it's crazy that we have 3 of them. When I remember watching the first one, like, I remember being so indulged in the first one. If Only comes from the first one. That song, come on now. Dove ate that role. I'm gonna put them in DCOM sequence because Descendants was just so good. It was a movie musical. It was just everything that, and then the fact that it was like just the villains having their kids, and it was just a good Disney feel for like people that's like nostalgic. It was just so good. So I was here for it. Kim Possible. I've seen the cartoon one. The cartoon one was good. The human one, can't tell you nothing about it because I've never seen it. So she goes in Let's Dance. Zombies 2. She's going to Let's Dance because I've never seen it. Frenemies. I think I'm going to put that one in Let's Dance simply because I don't remember anything about it. I just remember Bella Thorne and Zendaya being in it. So, Girl vs. Monster. She's going up there. Let me tell y'all, she's going in DCOM sequence. Olivia Holt did that movie. Like, that movie was just so freaking good. We got Had Me at Hello. We got I'm Stuck in Your Head. I'm back from the dead. Got you running scared and fearless. Come on. Like, that movie was just so good. And Luke Benward. Oh, stop. A Rebel. She's going in Let's Dance. I'm so sorry. That just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. Out of the Debbie Ryan movies that we got, I would say I'm more of a 16 Wishes girl. And that's all I'm going to say about that. High School Musical 2. Okay, here's my thing about High School Musical 2. I didn't enjoy the plot of the movie now that I'm older. When I was younger, I ate that up. I had the posters. I had the games. I had everything about all High School Musical. The Halloween costume. You could not tell me anything. I had that Lava Springs outfit, okay? Now that I'm older, I would say that the plot just did not make sense to me. But the cameo of Miley Cyrus alone did it for me. It won. It was perfection. I remember when we voted what cameo would be in it, and it was Miley. It was literally Miley. And I remember watching, I'm like, is that Hannah Montana? Yes, it was. It was. And the soundtrack, I don't dance. Was the best song in this movie. Yes, we have Every Day. Yes, we have You Are the Music in Me. Yes, we have Work It Out, because that was good too. But I don't dance. You cannot sit there and tell me that Chad and Ryan didn't have a thing after that. In my mind, when they switched those outfits, that was my multiverse of madness. Like, that was just it. Like, the tension, come on. Taylor who? You're picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. So she's going to go in. Kenny was behind this because, yes, it's not my favorite, but it was up there. It was up there. All the High School Musicals are up there for me. Beach movie, she's going in decomp sequence. I thought the first one was so good. Cruising for a Bruising, that whole scene just was enough for me. I can't tell you anything else about that movie but the Cruising for a Bruising scene. I can tell you word from word, the motions, the choreography, just everything. And the fact that, I was such a Ross Lynch girl. Austin and Allie did it for me. R5, you cannot tell me anything. The posters I had in my room of those, come on. And the fact that we got movies with Ross Lynch, him in the leather jacket, swoon. I can tell you the choreography, like Cruising for Bruising. Oh, shut up. Like, Chef Kiss. Freaky Friday, no. Only one that's in my book is the Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis one. And if it's not that one, I don't care. So she's going in Let's Dance. How to Build a Better Boy, that had Trina McClain and Kelly Berglund. That movie was strange because it was like, why does this exist? And the cast was like, oh, it's giving very much Nickelodeon with Disney, because it was definitely Ryan Laserbeam and Lulu not in this movie? And Nickelodeon vibe, cool. Other than that, can't tell you anything about this movie. But it was a good movie because I watched it more than once. So I'm going to put her in would watch if it was on. But I can't really tell you the plot. I just remember she had a fake boyfriend. That's all. At Her Day isn't, no. Halloween Town, the one with they switched. Marnie, they pulled a whole Aunt Viv on Marnie. When did she become blonde? And then Lucas they literally switched the whole cast. And I was so confused because I'm like, did we just do that? Did we just Aunt Viv Disney Channel? So that was just no. We got a good song. We got Right Where You Want Me by Jesse McCartney, but we just, she's gonna go and Let's Dance because, like, huh? No hate, Sarah Paxton, I loved you in Aquamarine, but no. The Cheetah Girls, if you ask me, what is your Disney Channel top 4, 5 movies? I'm going to tell you that Cheetah Girls, both of them will be in. Because Cheetah Girls, do you know how badly I wanted to be a Cheetah Girl? Do you know how badly I had a group of friends in, like, elementary school, and I would have us sing Cinderella and Together We Can? That's another movie that I can tell you from beginning to end. The plots, the songs, the choreography, the dialogue, just perfection. That movie had me wanting a dog and named it Toto. That movie had me wanting to get in a fight with my friends, and we just all show up in Times Square with matching outfits singing. There's a time when we ought to either quit. That movie was perfect. So you already know by the way that I'm talking about it, that's going to go and Kenny was behind this. Because what? I to this day am upset that we don't have a soundtrack of that whole movie. Cinderella, when that white man, Derek, that's his name in the show, in the movie, he goes, you know you still my boo, to Galleria. Do you understand that was my awakening for love for white men? Come on. Wait. Oh, their love was perfect, and the fact that we didn't get more of them in the second one, like, anyways, Twitches 2, can't tell you anything about it because I don't remember anything about it, but I will watch it was on because I loved the first one, so I was like, okay, cool. The Sweet Life on Deck movie, also another movie that I can't tell you anything about it, but I'm sure I enjoyed it because I also really loved Zach and Cody, and I love Sweet Life on Deck, and I love Sweet Life with Zach and Cody, so I'm sure I've sat there, I would like sit there and watch it. I'm sure I've watched it and enjoyed it because who doesn't love Zach and Cody? You know? Next we have Cloud 9. This movie was so good. Dove Cameron and Luke Benward. This movie was kind of spicy because there's this scene where they're in the like hot tub or something. And I'm like, okay, are we getting spicy for Disney Channel? Put her and would watch if it was on because like I don't remember anything about it, but I remember that it was a good movie. Descendants 2. Now this one, the second that they added China Anne McClain to this cast, you just knew that this movie would change history. Like, you just knew that it would change history. This one, China Anne McClain had Disney in her clutch. Like, she was the Keke Palmer of Disney Channel. Like, it was just, she was our representation. She was our goddess. Like, calling all the monsters, China Anne McClain, that was her. Like, she was that girl. And her being into the Descendants cast when the cast was already top tier, adding China, come on, Kenny. Kenny knew what he was doing. What's my name? When they sung that song on the boat, and she go, let's get this party started. I swear I'm cold-hearted. China! So you already know where I'm putting this. She's gonna think Kenny was behind this one because it was just really freaking good. Like, the song, me and you and me, whatever you know the song. I think it starts with you and me. That song, I'm sorry, my rant was so vicious, but like it just needed to be said. 16 Wishes. This movie was so freaking good. So freaking good, and I'm so upset that it's not on Disney Plus because what are you doing? That's disrespectful to Debbie. That's so disrespectful to Debbie. Is this where we got the meme from? Is it 16 Wishes? Also, John Luke is in this movie. If you don't know who John Luke is, Ben Wheeler from Baby Daddy. This movie was really good. It was cute. It made me wish that I was 16 with candles. I wish that I could have candles that make my wish come through. So I'm going to put this in decomp sequence because it was just really freaking good. And Disney Channel, let's get it on Disney Plus, please. Don't fail us now, Disney. Don't. Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam. Was that what it was called? The Final Jam? That's what it was called? Okay, because when I hear Final Jam, I just think of at the end of Final Jam. Okay, so like, it was good. It's iconic. It's Camp Rock 2. It was iconic. Joe Jonas's hair alone. And that era of Joe, I'm already obsessed with that man, but that era of Joe was just a moment, okay? And his hair. And we get introducing me from that. Like, introducing me. If you ask a fan to this day to quote that song, they could. I could. From beginning to end. It was just so good. But it wasn't as good as the first one, and it's probably just a nostalgic feel for me. But there was some parts in this movie that I questioned.
Get rock! Get rock!
No. Like, why? Girl, You're a snake. Why did they accept you back for the second time? I have no clue, because we already gave you a chance in the first one when your mom sucked. And we felt bad because we're like, dang, she's just troubled because she really wants attention from her mother. That's why she's mean. And then we were like, okay, so the second one, we're going to give her a chance. She's cool. She's not that bad. And then what do you know? Camp Star comes in. She's like, I'm joining the winning team. Girl, you don't even got that much talent to begin with. Like, girl, you are not the main character. So let's talk about it. And at you like, Camp Rock, I'm going to be insulted. Because why do you think that's okay? Camp Rock 2 and decom sequence, because it was very good. And I will forever watch constantly. And I will forever sing the soundtrack from beginning to end. And I will forever love that the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato were in it. But it just wasn't as good as Camp Rock 1. Simple. I feel like this movie doesn't even need an introduction because it's just so good, so top tier. Lemonade Mouth. That movie, you really just had to be there. Like, you really just had to be there. Bridget Mendler, she was our Disney queen. And now she's like has a life, and she was in med school or Harvard or something. I think she went to Harvard. She's an educated queen. Bridget Mendler, Teddy Duncan. Come on. I didn't even know she could sing until I seen this movie. I was like, oh, she sings? And then we got Ready or Not Hurricane. I was like, oh yeah, she sings. But Lemonade Mouth, that movie was just so good. Like, it was just so good. You really had to be there. You really had to be in that era. You really had to grow up in that era that Lemonade Mouth first aired on Disney Channel, because they were just teens. And they found this crusty, dusty, expired lemonade machine. And that changed their lives. They created a band bigger than the Beatles. You know, just superior. They all just got together. Yes, you may wonder, how did y'all know the lyrics to a song that never existed? And that gets in your head and you think about it sometimes. But then you think about, wow, this is just magic. She's So Gone had us feeling like, yes, this boy broke my heart and stole my crayons in the 3rd grade. But I'm not going to think about that because I'm that girl, you know? Determinate. Come on. You already know Kenny was behind Lemonade Mouth. I don't care if he didn't direct it. He was behind it because that movie was just, perfect. Cheetah Girls 2. Do I even have to speak on why it deserves to be the top? Cheetah Girls, come on. I want to go to Barcelona. I want to have my summer romance. I want to be in the studio dancing, ballroom dancing. I want to be singing and learn my Spanish. It's over. That rent was due and they paid it. Simple. They said, y'all have this one take. They said, take 5, and they just changed lives. Like, you know, they just, when she walks through the door. Don't let it be over. Galleria was better than me. I'm so sorry. Y'all are gonna have to do more than come to this train station and sing a verse that I wrote when I tried to get y'all to work. Her daddy used his airline miles for these girls, and yet y'all think I'm a joke, and y'all try to make Galleria the villain in the second one. It was so wrong. So wrong. And I wouldn't have been as easy as Galleria because I gave y'all a chance because y'all did me dirty in the first movie. And that's why in the third one, y'all didn't have much that y'all had to, like, it just wasn't. It just wasn't because y'all needed Galleria. Galleria was glue. Simple. And y'all did her so dirty. Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. Now, y'all are going to hate me for this. But let me tell y'all. I enjoyed this movie a lot. Austin Butler. Y'all like Austin Butler from Elvis. This was my Austin Butler era. Like this and Carrie Diaries did it for me. So watching this movie after watching Elvis, I was like, he's still so cute to me. Like, Austin Butler, This movie was so good. It pisses me off because it did not do Sharpay justice. It did not do her justice. I get it. Y'all wanted her to seem so realistic and like normal, but the fact that y'all did, Sharpay went from top bitch of East High to being someone's assistant was just not the humbling that y'all thought it was. It was wrong for y'all to do that to Sharpay. Like, what? Y'all put her in the slums? What? That's crazy. But I'm gonna put her in Camp Star because I barely enjoyed it. Town 2 also would watch if it was on, but I cannot tell you anything about it because I don't remember. Starstruck. The biggest lie that's ever been in my life was the fact that he was not really singing in some of these songs, because this is what made me love him. Chad Dillon Cooper. Come on. Like, and you know what's funny about this movie? When I was younger and I watched it, I was like, that sister's weird. Like, she has issues. Who does that? And then I later became her when it came to my favorite artists. Like, I would check their statuses and be obsessed with them. And not my greatest trait, but hey, we all hated the sister and then we all became her. And wanted to be the younger sister so bad because she was literally a Wattpad fan fiction. Like, her story was literally that: runs away with the celebrity boy, falls in love. Come on, he sings to you at your dance? Come on, that's so fan fiction. I ate it up every single time. We're gonna put Starstruck in decom sequence because the music was hitting. Hero, What You Mean to Me. Come on, now you can see me. This Industry, I have not seen. And my friends are like, you need to watch it. It's so good. I haven't watched it because it came out freshly after Cam passed away. And it was just like, I can't watch this movie. Just like I haven't watched Jesse since he passed away. It's just really, like, it was really hard. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure that I would love it because I loved the first two. And Kenny Ortega directed it, and he put his heart and soul in it. I'm sure that was amazing. So I'm going to put her in decom sequence because I haven't seen it, but I'm not going to say that it's less balanced because it just doesn't deserve that, you know? So, Princess Protection Program. I loved this movie. I do. And it's one of my mom's favorite decoms as well. So it's just so good. It was so cute. It was a little cringy, but like when I was younger, I ate that up. I'm going to put that in decom sequence as well. I just really enjoyed it. Just seeing Demi and Selena was a moment, especially because they were both like princesses of Disney Channel. Cheetah Girls One World. Now, this movie, you can tell it's not everyone's favorite. I don't think it's anyone's favorite. If your favorite is Cheetah Girls One World, let's talk. I don't know how to feel about this one because while it was a good movie and I would watch again, and the music was good, the soundtrack was amazing. Like, the soundtrack in the third one is so good. No Place Like Us remains one of my favorite Cheetah Girl songs, but it just was missing something, and you could tell what it was missing. Because how do you get confused with Bollywood and Hollywood, Chanel? I don't understand. I simply love this movie just because Naveed is in it from 90210. And yeah, so I'm going to put this in Camp Star because I didn't hate it, but it also was not my favorite. Let It Shine. This movie was made for me. This movie was made for the Black Disney stans. Okay? This movie was made for the church kids who grew up in church. This movie was made for us. Like, it was just made for us. The soundtrack, I still listen to this day. Coco Jones, Tyler James Williams, and Trevor Jackson. Like, you. Now that I'm older, I'm like, wow, this call could have been avoided if he just labeled the photo left or right, this is who I am, or simply just posted a photo of him by himself. The slap, when she slapped him, I still listen to "Is It Gonna Be Me and You" and say, Roxy, I'm sorry. Because why is that not on the official track? We don't know. But it was just such a good movie. The music was perfect. It was just everything. It was just so relatable. Like, not relatable as in like pop star, but it was relatable like a church growing up. And that's what I was. I was a church kid. So I'm gonna put this in decomp sequence. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna put this in top tier. Let It Shine was so good. Like, I know you gonna be mad feelings that you thought you had with for another guy. I'm not another guy. Come on, in the rap battle, if they could add a cuss word in there, and if it wasn't Disney, he would cuss his ass out. Simple. And last but finally, we have High School Musical 3, senior year. This one was in the theaters. This is how you know they had a budget, because this was in the theaters. When you see that bead of sweat come down Troy Bolton's face in the first 5 minutes, that's how you know they had money. That's how you know they had a budget. And it was like, period, we're going to go exceedingly above this budget. Because come on, what? Perfection. The third one was in it. Up there. Like, it was just perfect from beginning to end. If I was Troy, I wouldn't have gave Gabrielle another chance. But while I was 8 years old seeing this movie in the theater, that was an awakening for me. It was just perfection. I cried. It was the end of an era. When that curtain went down, I was sobbing. And I'm sure you're probably like, why? High School Musical was just the moment. Like, do y'all remember when it used to be High School Musical merch in like Walmart and Target and all over stores, like the backpacks, the school supplies, like just perfection. And like Troy Bolton was everybody's crush. Like, it's just perfection. The soundtrack, cause Ryan, a musical in a musical, amazing, genius, and it was just so good. And Troy Bolton driving that rusty, crusty, dusty automobile just to give that girl what she wanted. If your man don't do that for you, if he don't take a Uber, if he don't ride a bicycle, if he's not running up on his, like, I can't even speak. It's just crazy. If you're not loved like that, like Troy loved Gabriella and drove that crusty box that he called his truck, come on. You already know. The way I'm passionate about this, Kenny was behind this one. And he actually was. That's all I'm going to say. It's so... I do realize that there are some movies that are missing. Like Cowbells, I didn't see that. Luck of the Irish wasn't on here either. There was so many that I've seen that is not on this list, but I didn't make this list. If y'all want me to do some more tier ranking videos, let me know in the comments down below what you want me to rank. I can do anything. Music, albums, movies, TV shows, anything. If you want that, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost to 300 subscribers. Can we get there? I do all types of videos. Recently I've been doing some book videos because I've been getting into reading. So if that's what you like to see, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and ask for more. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.